Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Daily Nature Journal. Today I'm creating a page based on my walk along the River Parrett in South Somerset, where I found the wonderful disused flour mill. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure you go and check out that video first so you understand what this video is all about. Today I'm creating a new page based all around this trip, and I'm going to be incorporating old maps and sketches to create a beautiful page based on the experience. I like including maps in my work. As you can see in this piece which I'm working on at the moment, this is one of my larger scale pieces that's going into an exhibition. Now here in the West Country we've got several old maps available online that are readily accessible. The first is the 1840s tithe maps. These were maps of who owned what land so that they could work out more exactly what was owed to the church. By 1888 they'd completed the first ordnance survey, and from this I found out that the site was a flour mill, and I also found out from a later ordnance survey map that it had been marked as disused between 1921 and 1943. So that makes it clear that these ruins have been there for at least 100 years. So the first thing I'm going to do is sketch out how I'm going to position the maps and how I'm going to position the sketches. And I'm just going to do that quickly in pencil. So I'm just copying across the major details from each map. The next thing that I'm going to do is draw in pen over the top so that I've got the ink outlines that I'm going to be working with. So firstly using a thicker pen for the maps and my label, and then a slightly finer marker for my drawings. So today I'm colouring in using a mixture of Derwent Inktense and my botanical inks. I'm particularly using quite a lot of my own willow ink in this one for the browns, and I'm also using an orange meadow sweet and an indigo from Bohemian Raspberries botanical inks. For the vegetation and foliage I'm mostly using Derwent Inktense, and my favourite colours are Ionian green, leaf green and kiwi, with a little bit of sherbet lemon for the brightest yellow. I'm adding a few touches of red and blue because I quite like to try and make sure that I've got some clear reds, blues and yellows in every picture. With each layer I get progressively darker, letting it dry a little bit and then adding a darker layer over the top. While you're watching this, if you wouldn't mind giving the like button a tap, very appreciated. If there's places you've seen that are similar that you'd like to journal about, I'd love to hear about that in the comments today. Okay, I think I'm quite happy with that, and I'm just going to let it dry before putting on a final layer. So I'm just adding all of those little snowdrops now. It's the last little stage of this. So I very often do put the darkest parts in last. These areas of higher contrast, they pull everything together. There, so I'm quite happy with that. This is the page to celebrate finding the disused mill on my last walk, and I've combined the maps and some sketches to create a whole page about that interesting event. So I hope that was useful for you to see how to do something similar in your journal. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.